Good morning, students. So the next topic is hydraulic design of sewers. And usually these sewers are circular cross section, and these are laid at a steeper gradient which is falling towards the outfall point. Okay, and these sewers are designed to carry the maximum quantity of sanitary sewage which is likely to be produced from the area which is contributing to the particular sewer. Okay, and these stormwater drains, the drain which is carrying stormwater are designed to carry the maximum storm runoff that is likely to be produced by the contributing catchment area from a rain of design frequency and of duration which is equal to time of constellation. So we are usually designing the stormwater drains for a duration of rainfall which is equal to which is equal to time of constellation. Okay, and these stormwater drains are designed to carry the maximum storm runoff. Next is the requirement of design and planning of sewerage system. The sewerage system is designed to remove the entire sewage effectively and efficiently from the houses to the point of treatment and disposal. And for designing the sewerage system, some of the points which is to be considered are, first one, the sewage provided should be adequate in size, because if the size is small, it will cause overflow problem, and which leads to possible health hazards. So the sewers should be of adequate in size. Next, for evaluating proper diameter of the sewer, correct estimation of sewage discharge is necessary. Okay, so if we estimate the sewage discharge correctly, we can design the diameter of the sewer accurately. So we have to estimate the sewerage or sewage discharge correctly. Next point, the flow velocity which is inside the sewer should neither be so large. That is, the flow velocity should not be very high, and if the flow velocity is very high, it will cause heavy excavation and high lift pumping. Okay. Also, the flow velocity should not be very small. The smaller flow velocity will cause deposition of solids in the sewers. So the velocity, that is flow velocity through the sewers, should be adequate. That is, this flow velocity should be equal to self-cleansing velocity, that I will discuss later. Next point, the sewers should be laid at least 2 to 3 meter deep to carry sewage from basement. Okay, and the sewage in sewer should flow under gravity with 0.5 to 0.8 full at design discharge, that is at maximum estimated discharge, 0.5 to 0.8 full. Next, the sewage is conveyed to the point which is usually located in low-lying area where the treatment plant is located. And the treatment plant should be designed by considering the quality of raw sewage which is expected and to meet the discharge standards. Likewise, we have to design the treatment plant. So these are some of the points which is to be considered while designing sewerage system. Next is the difference between water carriage pipe and sewerage system. The first column shows the properties of water supply pipes, and the second column shows the properties of sewer pipes. So this water supply pipes carries pure water, and the sewer pipes carries contaminated water, and it will be containing organic and inorganic solids which may cause corrosion of the pipe material. Next difference is water supply pipe. While considering water supply pipe, the velocity higher than self-cleansing is not essential because there is no solids present in the suspension. So in water supply pipes, there is no need of the self-cleansing velocity, that is, velocity higher than self-cleansing is not essential. But in the case of sewer pipes, to avoid deposition of solids in the pipe, self-cleansing velocity is necessary at all possible discharge. Okay, if the velocity is smaller than the self-cleansing velocity, it may cause deposition of solids because this sewage contains a lot of solids. Okay, that is the difference between water supply pipes and sewer pipes considering the velocity of flow. Next, in the case of water supply pipes, it carries water under pressure. Okay, in the case of water supply pipes, the water which is carried through the pipe will be under high pressure. Hence, the pipe can be laid up and down the hills and the valley within certain limits. Since it is flowing under pressure, there is no need of gravity. Okay, in the case of water supply pipes. But in the case of sewer pipes, it carries sewage under gravity. So it is required to be laid at a continuous falling gradient in the downward direction towards the outfall point. The last difference is water supply pipes are flowing full under pressure. Okay, water in the case of water supply pipes, the pipe will be flowing full under pressure. And sewers are designed to run partial flow, partial full at maximum discharge, and this extra space ensures non-pressure gravity flow. This will minimize the leakage from sewers. Okay, so these are the difference between water supply pipes and sewer pipes. Next point, the sewers with the diameter which is less than 0.4 meter are designed to run half full at maximum discharge. That is, if the diameter of the sewer which is going to design is less than 0.4 meter, usually it is designed to run half full at the maximum discharge. And if the diameter, that is the sewers with the diameter greater than 0.4 meter, are designed to flow 2/3 or 3/4 full at maximum discharge. Okay, so these are the some points which is to be considered while designing sewers. Next point, so stormwater drains are provided with a nominal freeboard above the design full supply line, because the overflow from stormwater drains is not much harmful. So these stormwater drains are provided with a nominal freeboard, because if there is an overflow of this stormwater flow, it will not cause any hazards to the environment. So it can be provided with a nominal freeboard, and minimum of 0.3 meter freeboard is generally provided in stormwater drains. Next topic is hydraulic formula for determining the flow velocities. Then the sewers of any shape are hydraulically designed as open channels, except in the case of inverter siphons and discharge lines of pumping stations. So usually these sewer pipes are designed as open channel, and in FM, fluid mechanics, we have studied about open channel flow, Manning's equation, Chassis formula, etc. So that same formula is applied here for designing the sewers. Okay, so we can discuss some of the formulas. First one, Manning's formula. And this Manning's formula is the most commonly used for design of sewers, and the formula is like this, that is V is equal to, that is velocity of flow through the sewer, V is equal to 1/n R raised to 2/3 into S raised to 1/2, where V is the velocity flow in the sewers and it will be in meter per second, and R is the hydraulic mean radius of the channel, that is hydraulic mean depth of the channel, and it is equal to A by P. That is, A means area of the channel and P is the wetted perimeter, that is area by perimeter is hydraulic mean radius. Okay, so R is equal to A by P. A is the cross section and it will be in meter square, and P is the wetted perimeter in meter. Okay, and N is the 1/n. N is the rugosity coefficient, and it will depends upon the type of the channel surface, that is material, and it lies between 0.011 and 0.015. Okay, for brick sewer it could be 0.017, and for stone facing sewers it will be 0.03. Okay, next is S. S is the hydraulic gradient and is equal to the ground slope for uniform flow, that is head drop between the 2 points divided by the length, that is hydraulic gradient, distance between 2 points divided by the length, that is hydraulic gradient. So S is the hydraulic gradient and equal to inverse slope for uniform flows. So this is Manning's formula, that is V is equal to 1/n R raised to 2/3 S raised to 1/2. Next is Chassis formula. Here velocity through the sewer V is equal to C R raised to 1/2 S raised to 1/2, or C into square root of RS. Okay, where C is the chassis constant and the remaining are same as the previous equation. Okay, that is R is hydraulic mean radius and S is the hydraulic gradient. Okay, next equation, Krim and Burgess formula, that is V is equal to 83.5 R raised to 2/3 into S raised to 1/2. Okay, that is Krim and Burgess formula. Next is Hazen-Williams formula, that is V is equal to 0.849 C R raised to 0.63 into S raised to 0.54. Okay, so these are the some of the formula which is used for designing which is used for calculating the flow velocity through the sewers. Okay, so this is about hydraulic design of sewers, and in next video I will do some problems. Thank you.